the NI Golf Podcast with Paul Kelly and Maurice J.
The expression on your face.
It's like flipping X Factor.
It's like what? X Factor?
X Factor music.
This is our new theme tune.
Where's Dermot O'Leary?
This is our new theme tune. Do you like it?
I do, actually.
It's very modern and young and vibrant and
hip.
So unlike us. Do you know what this is?
No.
I came across this today, right? This is scary. I didn't even know this existed. Right? I'm going to play you something, and you tell me who's singing.
So it's Golf Boys.
I'm not saying.
It is, it's the Golf Boys. That's Bubba.
That's not Bubba. That's Ben Crane.
Ben Crane, yeah. That was a few years ago.
This is Hunter Mayhem.
Yeah.
Smash, bang,
yeah, I remember that.
That's, you know who that is?
Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler.
Yeah. And then that's Bubba.
That's Bubba.
Yeah. Maybe 6-7 years old.
So about 6-7 years, yeah. I didn't know about this.
Right.
I didn't know about this at the time. I just found this on YouTube today, and I was horrified.
You'll not be able to look at them the same way again.
There you go. That's our new theme tune.
I remember Bubba. Bubba the dungarees on.
Bubba wearing the dungarees.
That was not a good.
Back when he was almost likeable. So.
No, careful.
So good evening, everybody. It is the NI Golf Podcast, or soon to be renamed. We still haven't decided.
We're going to definitely
back for 2018. It's good to be back, and Happy New Year if it's not like too late, a month down the line. But hope you had a good Christmas, New Year, and that's just one of our guests for tonight, texting to make sure that everything is fine. That's
very good.
We shall be with them shortly. Absolutely,
live.
Just turn that ringer down. We're back for 2018, and a few big plans coming for 2018. We're probably going to be moving house at some stage.
We're going to go bigger and better.
We're going to have some more videos. We could be doing some fantastic stuff in the swing room.
We're going to stretch out all across Ireland. We want to hear from everybody across Ireland
and beyond. Let's not forget the rest of the world, our listeners. So it is the 2018. It is the NI Golf Podcast. We'll be talking comebacks with Rory and Tiger specifically.
Yeah, Modest Golf's Mark McDonald joins us to talk the NI Open at Galgorm Castle.
We've our usual roundup of golfing news from the amateur and the pro ranks.
And Saoirse Long, who played in the Dubai Desert Classic Pro-Am, relieves the moment she teed it up with Rory and Niall Horan.
The NI Golf Podcast, sponsored by Andrew Morris Golf. Have your swing analysed on TrackMan for a custom club fitting by our leading team of professionals.
So, we've got some great news to get the season started. Modest Golf are returning in 2018 to back the NI Open for a third successive year. The Challenge Tour event will be staged at Galgorm Castle from the 16th to the 19th of August. And we're joined by Modest Golf Director Mark McDonald. Evening, Squire.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, thanks. Not as good as you, of course. Just back from Dubai with your suntan.
I am working, always.
Of course.
Yeah, working.
Of course.
Listen, man, lives the life that we only dream of.
Yeah, you'll be able to top your tan up at Galgorm, of course. Not.
Of course, yeah, August. It'll be tropical weather, I'm sure.
This event has turned into one of the biggest, if not the biggest, on the Challenge Tour calendar. It's it's very well supported, and with you guys on board, it's got even bigger. So what made you want to get signed up again this year?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it wasn't even it was a 30-second conversation between myself, Niall, and the directors of the business. It's as you said, I mean, you've said it all. It's one of the best golf tournaments for me in Europe. It is all about supporting the next generation of golfer. So it really aligns with what we're doing as a business. And obviously Gary, Ross and the team down there are a pleasure to work with. So it was, as I say, a 30-second conversation to come back on board for 2018.
Yeah, and did you get everything you needed out of it last year? Then you obviously did, if you wouldn't be coming back.
Yeah, of course. I mean, as you know, we changed the format last year. It was really geared towards trying to promote the game and the event to the non-golfer, which was a huge success. Obviously, 40,000 plus people registered for tickets and attended the event. So in terms of our main goal at the start of the week, we achieved that and more. It surpassed any of our expectations.
It was a fantastic event.
The final day was...
I thought the shootout worked really, really well. I know some people were confused and stuff because it was so different, but I thought it worked really, really well. Having everybody coming up the 18th with the crowds there, and the players must have really loved it.
Yeah, I think they did. I mean, we were so, we didn't take the decision lightly to change the format. It is a extremely well-run event, and it's so popular amongst obviously the guys who've been coming into last year was the 8th year it'd been taking place. However, last year there was a massive move from Keith Pelly at the European Tour, and he really challenged all the stakeholders within golf to try and do their bit to promote the game, to a new audience. So we felt that last year was a perfect opportunity to try something new. In addition, the event was very close to the Irish Open, and geographically wise, it was very close as well. So we just felt, well, let's try and attract, a different audience and really try and introduce the game of golf to new people and to young people, and to encourage them to, drop their PlayStations, drop other sports they're doing, and really come and introduce them to the game of golf. So for us, it was a no-brainer to do. And if you look, obviously, on this year on the European Tour schedule, Thomas Pieters has set up an event in Belgium. He's bringing back the European Tour event to Belgium, and they've adopted that exact same format. So it obviously, ticks a lot of boxes with the European Tour.
Well, you have decided, Mark, now you're going to go back to the 72-hole traditional format, but Modest have always brought a wee bit of glitter and a wee bit of star appeal to the event. So what he's going to do, I'm sure you'll have something cooked up in the background just to shake it up a wee bit. You had music on the reins the last time. You really looked after the players. You tried to give the players a better experience as well. So what are we expecting this time?
Well, we want you to be our celebrity starter, Paul.
Yeah. Well, sure. He snubbed you last year, so he did. So
Yeah, he did snub us. Remember that.
He's never ever going to let me forget that.
Yeah, of course. No, of course, there will be, as always, a modest golf element to it. We will be having a bigger and better players' party on the Tuesday night, where we'll be inviting sponsors, players, friends, family to a red carpet event on site at Galgorm Castle. The Pro-Am will be taking place. You'll see a few well-known faces along with Niall playing in the Pro-Am on the Wednesday.
Very good.
And so, we'll be doing our bit to make sure that we get, the same sort of reaction as we did last year. But for us, when you attract the number we did last year, and because Sunday shootout for the non-golfer was very appealing, we're very confident that by switching back to the traditional format, we will still attract, some of those non-golfers to the event, But we really feel it's such a great event. We showcased what we could do last year to attract more numbers, and we really hope, and from the feedback we get on our social media channels, we are getting lots of tweets and messages from young people saying, I picked up the game of golf, because of what you guys are doing.
See, that's great. That's what it's all about, yeah.
Yeah, and by no means are we the only solution, but we're trying to do our little bit as well. And I mean, obviously, I was with my co-director Niall Horan last week in Dubai, and in an interview with Sky Sports, he said that before every concert he does meet and greets with fans who come and meet him and have a picture, and he gets such a buzz every meet and greet session he does now. He has young girls come up to him and say, hey, I took up the game of golf because I saw you on the telly playing or caddying in the Masters. Yeah. So, it is working, and we are getting more people into the game with, the great game of golf, as we all know. But, it's time to go back to a more traditional format, and, by no means will we not be having a bit of a modest golf touch to the whole week.
Good. Well, you said you were out there obviously during the week or last weekend with Niall down in Dubai. We're actually going to be chatting to Social Am, who's on the programme a bit later on, about her experience with Niall and Rory. So of course. Looking forward to that. But how did you get on in Dubai, and from a modest point of view, and just in terms of your own players, what's the plan for this year?
Yeah, I mean it's going very well. Thank you for asking. We're very much sticking to what we said 2 years ago, which was, we want to bring through the next generation of golfer. Last year, 2 of our boys graduated from qualifying school to get their full European Tour card. So they are now playing on the European Tour, and then we've got 4 developing players playing on the Challenge Tour. Average age of player is just shy of 21. But we've got a really great young stable of players, and we've got hopefully some more great announcements coming this year as well. But yeah, in terms of Dubai, that was an opportunity for us to link up with Rory, who's a great friend of Niall's, and I've been fortunate to know Rory a long time since I lived in Northern Ireland back in the day.
Yep.
So it was a great opportunity to link up with Rory, run a competition to appeal to young people to go and play 9 holes, register their score, and one lucky winner would then have an opportunity to be flown out by Amiga and European Tour to come and play with them. So it was obviously great that it happened to be a young female golfer from Ireland. It was a great story, really, and she's I have to say, you always worry with events like this, will the young person be overawed by the occasion? But she played absolutely brilliant. She's an incredible young golfer, and I'm sure you'll hear about that name again in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. She plays off 6, so I'm looking forward to getting a few tips from her. So.
Very good.
Yeah, exactly,
Mark, we'll hook up again with you in probably in a few months' time and hear how the plans are going. But for now, thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat with us on the podcast, and look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. We look forward to having you guys down. Obviously, I'd ask everybody to go and register the free tickets at enopen.golf, and it's going to be a huge event. It's the 9th year it's been running, and it's going to hopefully be bigger, better, and more exciting than ever before. So thanks for your support.
Not at all. And people can actually register already. That's now up and running, yeah?
People can start to register for tickets now, yes.
Super. Cheers, Mark.
Yeah, Mark. Bye-bye.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, on with the pro game. We have to start with the big comebacks from Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. Rory played his first 2 tournaments following a 3-month break, Abu Dhabi and Dubai. He finished tied 3rd in Abu Dhabi, of course, and 2nd in Dubai, behind the eventual winner Lee Hao Tong. And here's what Rory had to say after, for him, what was an incredibly disappointing final round in Dubai.
Birdie 10. Going 2 ahead there with Lee making bogey. Thought I was obviously in the driver's seat, and then just a bogey out of nowhere on 11, just a bad 9-iron there, and then a 3-putt on 13. Those were the two key holes of the tournament, really. Even though there was a bad tee shot on 16, but from being 2 ahead, standing on the 11th tee, to being level going into 16, I just a couple of bad shots, a couple of not poor decisions, a couple of mental errors, a few tentative putts out there as well. I was kept leaving myself in places where I couldn't really give it a run at the hole because they were downhill, down green, downwind. So I didn't really leave it in the best spots to be aggressive with my putts, but tried until the very end, made 2 good birdies, made him win it in the end, which was all I could do. And he played very well on the way in, birdieing 3 of the last 4. I just wish I could get a couple of those holes back.
I was surprised how hard on himself and how disappointed he was. He was really down, and you would be.
Well, I think that's a good thing.
But that's the first time I've seen him like that in quite a while. He's so down.
Yeah, I think in the back of his mind, he probably never expected to be as far forward as that. But he's such a competitor, as he said himself. And when he gets a sniff of winning, he wants to win, and he should have won.
He should have. And that
was there for the
That's
taking.
why he's so annoyed. That's why he's kicking himself. He was 2 in front.
He should have accelerated. You'd have thought that maybe 2 years ago he'd have just accelerated away again. And it wasn't there. The kick wasn't there.
So, do you think he was being overly cautious then? Do you think he was being protective of the 2 shots?
Well, as he said himself, he found himself having to put down green, downwind on a number of occasions, so he had to get a bit tentative. But
mental errors is what he said.
Possibly. I think he maybe just wasn't as game sharp as he would like. And also, I don't care who you are. If you haven't won for a while, it's not that easy to do it.
I wouldn't know. I've never.
Even for somebody like him who's won so much, it's a long time since he's won. It's a long time since he had that sort of being really in there. And I think I tweeted out afterwards, at this stage, what he needs is to fall over the finishing line.
Yeah.
A win of any sort. Is what he needs, and then he'll be away again.
Yeah. Oh, he's already away.
But it was great to see him playing so freely.
He's 40 under for 2 rounds.
Which you would think normally would be good enough to win, but that just shows you how good the competition is. Tommy Fleetwood in Abu Dhabi was fantastic. And fair play to Lee. Didn't back off, kept at it. None of these boys are afraid any longer, Morris.
I think they can maybe... I think Lee was a bit afraid. I think he was quite nervy then, and
there was a chance there to step on him.
But then the chance came. Rory gave him a chance, and fair play to him. He delivered, and as Rory said, he had to come and take it, and he kind of did, the unforced errors were unfortunate,
Exactly.
But it is what it is, and I thought the shot on 16 was strange. Wait, but did he take an iron off 16?
Remember?
Remember the one that he put into the sand on the right, and then he knocked it across the fairway into the left.
That was the one. That was the shot. I think the shot the first shot off the tee.
That was an iron, wasn't it?
I can't remember, but either way, that's not a bad. That's a bad shot. But you don't compound it by then blocking yourself out the second time.
Yeah.
So don't follow a mistake with a mistake. But I think you got to decide whether has it been a great couple of weeks or has it been a down couple of weeks?
No, it's been a great couple of weeks.
There you go.
As he has said himself elsewhere, I think, or maybe it was part of that presser, he said, if you'd have said to me, 3 months ago, you'll be second in Dubai and third in Abu Dhabi, you'd have bitten your arm off for it.
He snuck back into the world's top 10 again. So he's already started and up momentum back towards the top.
Yeah.
Stats were pretty good too. I think his driving distance was outstanding, wasn't it?
That guy was, he's up there. He's 358s and 354s and all this kind of stuff. And but the 8 rounds in question. So we're talking, Abu Dhabi and Dubai, 69, 66, 65, 70, 65, 64, 68, 69. That's incredible shooting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For somebody who's had a layoff for that
3 months.
that
3
length
months.
time.
Yeah.
And even he was saying, and some of the commentators were saying, he's still not super sharp in some of the areas that he needs to be super sharp. Now, he looked a lot more confident with the putter.
Yeah.
But they were saying, he's still, I think it was Rich Beam was saying,
his wedge game
still has a bit to go, and you see when he gets that nailed.
Yeah.
Jeepers creepers. So.
I hope certainly he takes a lot of confidence and goes forward, but like a win before the Masters would be gold dust for him at this stage.
And
if
I
you're
think
being really
that's probably what he's really.
that would have been the one. It could really kickstart.
So he's taking a week off, and then it's the AT&T.
Yeah. And then I think he's a couple more. Then he's agreed to play in Bay Hill again. The news was announced today, so he'll play at Bay Hill again. So
that's not before the Masters, is it?
Might be. Can't remember.
Couldn't be another term. It's 9 before the Masters.
Yeah, well, I think you could be right. Either way, it's talking about playing 30 tournaments this year now.
It's a lot.
Which is a lot for him.
It's a lot.
Which is great. It's great that he's feeling he's got the energy to do it and the enthusiasm to do it and the willingness to do it, because regardless of what way you look at it, see, towards the end of last year, he wanted to be anywhere else but on a golf course.
Well, he was in agony.
Yeah.
Speaking of Irish Open winners.
Yeah, so it's not been a particularly positive start to the season for the other Irish golfers. Graham McDowell missed the cut in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Graham's now dropped to 209th in the world rankings.
Dubai was,
freaky.
That was -5.
Yeah, and he had -4.
He had -4.
Yeah.
So, he didn't miss it by much. And in other weeks, he'd have been flying.
Yeah.
Are these courses all just getting too ridiculously easy for them?
That's what some of the pros were saying about Dubai now.
It was too easy.
Yes, some of the pros tweeted there was some consternation.
It was like an American Ryder Cup course.
Well, careful. Yes, some of the pros, Pablo Razabal, said that it really is the courses now are all about hitting it as far as you can, he was saying. The rough was down, greens were soft, so you could smash it, go and find it in the rough and wedge it on.
So it really favours the bombers.
Oh, most of them do, Yeah. Paul Dunn, who had such a great end of the season, he finished tied for 19th in Abu Dhabi, but he missed the cut in Dubai.
Again with -4.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's 76th in the world rankings, which is good.
Good
he's
for Dunners,
good. Shane Lara, he's more or less focused on the PGA Tour for most of this year, so he got a season off and running at the Farmers, but he missed the cut there. Shane is 67th in the world, and Porrick Harrington was also an excellent at Farmers. He's now 163rd in the rankings.
And missed the cut.
Missed the cut, just shows you.
The Irish didn't do very well at the Farmers, no.
Seamus Parr, on the other hand, now he's been obviously, because Seamus has such a low category, he needs to play in everything. So he's been playing flat out. He has played in everything.
He's played 8 events already.
He recorded the best finish at tied 11th at the Career Builder Challenge, but he missed the cut at the Farmers as well.
He did,
Farmers really was a nightmare. And just in case you're wondering where Gavin Moynihan is, so he obviously earned himself a Euro Tour card and was on our show just before Christmas and was talking about his chances and what he was going to play in. Well, he has a full tour card because of his category. A lot of these big events he can't get in, so he hasn't played anything yet since South Africa at the end of the season.
Exactly. So, yeah, Seamus has played 8 events.
Yes.
He's obviously on the PGA Tour. It's the wraparound season. It started, I don't know, back in the middle of summer or something last year.
You hate these wraparound seasons.
I do. Anyway, so he's played 8 events. He's missed 4 cuts. And as you say, his best scores, or his best result so far is tied 11th of the Career Builders.
I think he's 96 or something in the FedEx, so it's not bad.
Right.
He still needs a top 5. Top 5 would sort him.
Hit the cut every time and you'd be doing all right.
Exactly.
Speaking of the Career Builder, John Rahm, that's what I was saying to you about the Irish Open. You see, he didn't pick up McHugh.
Oh,
amateur.
Could have been world number 1.
Huh?
He could have been world number 1. Which would have been unbelievable.
Unbelievable for how long he's been on tour.
I couldn't believe it when that stat came out. Now, the chances of him doing it now the next time he plays are away because of the divisors, the way it's worked out.
Don't be getting complicated now.
It is complicated, but he'd have been world number 1 in such a short period of time.
And that's what I'm saying. He's incredible. He's a big unit. He's a monster. El Monstro.
Did you see him win? He won. Did he win the career?
He won the Career Builder, yeah.
Did you see in the playoff him hitting those 3 woods? This thing was going out like a launcher.
Exocet.
What a player.
62, 67, 70 and a 67, 22 under. John Rahm, lucky da.
He is a good player. You pointed him at the start last year. I give you credit for that.
Yes. That was before his first one.
Yes. You did. There was something about him you liked.
So the other big return, of course, was El Tigre, the big cat.
You've gone Spanish today. I don't
I
know what the crack
know,
is.
John Rahm.
Yeah.
At the Farmers, where he finished tied for 23rd on 3 under par. And I don't know. Let's see this whole Tiger.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
All right, just play the clip then. Is that what you're saying?
Clip.
Okay.
Today I played a lot better today. I played a lot better. It was tough conditions out there. It was tough scoring. I really wanted to shoot something probably around 65. I thought that might be a playoff number. But these guys are, they got some par 5s ahead of them and they're doing well. So I was trying to post early and see what might happen.
If you had to give yourself an overall grade for the week, what would it be?
Very pleased. After not playing for a couple of years and then coming out here on the tour and really playing, a solid 4 days. I fought hard for these scores. They weren't like drive down the middle, hit it on the green, 2-putt, and one of those genres. This was a lot of fighting.
2 weeks before you play again, what's the list of priorities for improvement?
Everything. I just like it was after I played in the Bahamas. I had to work on everything. We're going to do the same thing here, and I'm excited to get this one on my belt, though.
Thank you to our correspondent Dottie for talking to Tiger for us. Yeah.
I have to say that the media focus on Tiger,
nauseating,
miles down the field,
ridiculous,
struggling to make the cut was ridiculous.
The number of comments from people saying
any chance of seeing leaders.
Yes, but whenever players were putting up their tweets after the round, people were saying thanks for letting us know, because if you weren't on the blooming TV,
It was mental. I don't think he'll be competitive again playing like that. I don't see him ever.
That's not a bad return. That 23rd in his first pro game. Don't know I do know his number. 72, 71, 70, 72. So, and he's 3 under.
And he hardly had a fairway.
And he didn't have he hardly had a fairway. He's all over the place. I have to say, he's doing his swing.
He's working on himself now.
Yes,
you don't like the look.
I don't like the look of it.
It works, but it's not working.
It works to this degree of -3, and but it's weird. It's different looking. You can see that it just looks to me like he's trying to stand up quicker, obviously to take the pressure off the back, and as you would.
Yeah.
But
still getting it out there. If he could start straightening it up and hit a few fairways, it would be interesting to see.
He's hit a few fairways. He won 7 times at Torrey Pines.
Exactly. You'd have thought it was the perfect place for him to start and be competitive.
He probably went into full guns blazing. How big is Torrey Pines out? Is it a long course? Or?
Well, they played over. Did not play it over.
Aye, that's right. The 3 different sides.
3 different venues.
But that actually doesn't matter, because he was still bombing it to. He was doing also 358 yards.
There's no problem off the tee. It's just he needs
where
to
it
keep
goes.
it on the planet. Yeah. He is. It is an interesting case. Just the focus on him, and John.
Hopefully the hype will wear off.
I hope so. With John Rahm could have been in the run for world number 1. Now, he fell away over the weekend.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that was been a massive story, and he felt it was kind of lost in the whole Tiger hype nonsense.
Good to see J-Day.
Exactly.
Back in the winner's circle.
Yeah, he held off Alex Norton there to win after a 6-hole layoff, and it was
layoff or a playoff.
6-hole playoff. I can't spell. It was Dave's first win since the Players' Championship in 2016.
Oh, was that August or something, 2016?
Oh, Jesus, long way. And he was relieved, man, when he spoke to the media after winning.
Yeah, I think last year was a good kick in the butt. Not really being talked about, and being talked about for the wrong reasons. I see the guys winning. Jordan and Dustin's playing some tremendous golf. John Rahm's playing some tremendous golf, and I feel like I should be there as well, winning. And and I've said it for the longest time. I've always wanted to be number one player in the world. I got there for 51 weeks. But I've always wanted to be able to be a dominant number one player in the world, and that's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication, because I know how hard it is to get to number one in the world, and I know the quality of players that are fighting to get to number one as well. So I'm going to have to work twice as hard. I'm going to have to give my life to this for the next 10, 15 years to be able to, hopefully achieve that goal one day.
That's pretty dominant, though. 51 weeks at number one,
When he was at his peak, he was really good. He really was good.
What were you trying to sign to me there off
He was really slow, but he was really, really slow.
Is that what you're telling me?
And
really
he still
slow?
is very slow.
He's not as slow as JB Holmes.
Well, it was not. Funnily enough, that's what we're going to come on to now.
You'd almost think this was produced, this programme.
Jason finished on 10 under par, and he's Type of Dorn, who was in the fairway 230 yards to the hole on the 72nd hole of the tournament. Okay? JB Holmes was alongside Noren, right?
Pretty much.
JB's standing in the middle of the fairway.
Was he in the fairway, or was he just in the edge of the rough?
Close enough.
Right.
He needed an eagle 3, possibly to tie, and he was in the fairway. He was a wee bit back, right?
Yes.
2-3 now. It's okay. He took 4 minutes.
4.5 minutes.
To decide on what club he was going to hit. And then, do you know what he did? He laid up.
He did lay up, and a bad lay up.
Now, it's just bananas that he was allowed to do that.
The crowd were starting to really get on his case.
And then when he was questioned about the delay, his answer was, well, really, I was trying to win. Aye. You were certainly making sure Noren wasn't going to win.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It absolutely wasn't fair on Noren.
No.
I saw a raft of tweets from players.
Luke Donald, Mark Kalkovakia, Steve Fleisch. Oh, they got
stuck into him, and rightly so, because he was given the game a bad name.
It was atrocious.
What happened to the stop clock? What happened to all these big plans to 40 seconds or something?
Well, that's on the European Tour. Remember, the PGA Tour isn't following those sort of rules. They haven't decided they need to deal with this issue.
What do you call the main buckcat?
Jay Monaghan, I think, is now their new commissioner.
Give him a shout.
He needs to do something.
He needs to start listening to the podcast,
because he needs to start listening to his own flipping fans
and the players.
That was horrendous. You wouldn't have minded if he'd taken 4.5 minutes and then had a stellar shot into the middle of the green
2 inches
and sunk the putt. But then they go, nah, do you know what? I think I'll lay up. He needed a running. Oh, they need to do something about this, Morris, because look at all the stuff that we had to talk about. We had to talk about Rory, we had to talk about Tiger, we had to talk about Tommy Fleetwood, China's Haitong winning there. You know what a thing that is for Chinese. Instead, what are we talking about, of course?
4.5 minutes.
4.5 minutes, holding the whole thing up. It is just not good enough.
No. Jay Day, good to see him back in the winner's circle, as I said. Won the Farmers, obviously, back in 2015. Did he won it before, didn't he?
Know it.
Yeah, he won it before. As you say, his first win since Players. There was an interesting wee bit that he was saying. He was talking about the conditions on the third day, on the Saturday. He says the wind got up and it made it very difficult conditions.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the third hole, I think, at Torrey Pines, par 3.
Okay.
Right, it's a bit like the 7th at Pebble Beach.
Right.
The par 3
short
par 3 down towards the water, right?
Okay, yeah.
And he was saying that it was brutal in the wind. He said Justin Rose laid up to the right. He played to the right of the green, and I'm thinking,
What? Up at a par 3?
130, yes. He said,
and that's
what I'm saying, how windy can it be? Have they never played Ardglass? But what's the hole at Ardglass? 12th?
Yes.
It's the 12th.
Yes.
It looks exactly the same.
Yes.
It's probably a bit further, actually.
It's a good bit further. It's maybe about 170 from the back.
Aye. So it's a bit further.
Yeah.
Exactly the same, playing down towards the water.
I lay up all the time, but not intentionally.
But he said Rosie.
Yeah.
He laid up to the right of the hole. There's like a big sort of apron on the right.
Yeah, he must have decided that he couldn't hold the green. So he made a decision to chip the putt.
What strength was the wind?
I don't know. I wasn't watching
100
it.
mile an hour. No, but these boys are the best on the planet.
You'd like to think that they could hold the green, but clearly they couldn't. If Justin Rose decides he can't hold the green at the minute the way he's playing, then it was either very windy or very, very tricky.
Or they're not as good as they're all cracked up to be. Oh. Hang on. Who did we not play the 12th at Port Stewart with Dunners and give them a lesson on how to play into the wind? Because that was a windy day.
Was that the day you tried your knockdown driver?
Yes. I got it on. And he was well impressed.
Yes.
Dunners was well impressed.
He was indeed.
I told him he can have that shot if he wants. Put that in the bag.
I don't think he'll ever try that.
Next time when he's playing Pebble. Oh, you'd love to see that, wouldn't you? Anyway, this week the European Tour is in Malaysia for the Maybank Championship. Darren Clark is the only home player in the field. Didn't do great, I'm afraid, in Dubai.
No. Over in the US Tour, it's a Waste Management Phoenix Open, and Shane Lowry is the only golfer in these parts in action.
The 2018 Ladies European season gets underway in Australia this week. England's Mel Reid will defend the title. The Oates Vic Open is the only tournament of its kind in the world where the men's and women's fields compete on the same course at the same time for an equal share of the prize money.
Very good idea, isn't it? Yeah.
And in other ladies' golf news, Julie Inkster will return to captain the USA in the Solheim Cup next year at Gleneagles with lots of Irish presence.
Hopefully Leona, Stephanie and anybody else who we can get playing.
Fingers crossed.
Get the best prices on every round of golf with Hot Deals Tee Times exclusively from Golf Now. Available at more than 1,600 golf clubs throughout the UK and Ireland. Hot Deals save you up to 80% on thousands of tee times daily. Find the flame and save every time you play with Hot Deals, only from Golf Now.
Just sticking with pros for a minute. I don't know if you saw this today on social media.
Okay.
But I would like to explain to you, my friend and partner, and to the listeners, that I'm branching out into tour golf coaching.
This is well, you've spent an awful lot of time looking at stats and TrackMan, so I wouldn't put it past you.
Yeah, so I started this morning by giving Danny Willett some tips.
Oh, just the Masters champion.
Just the Masters champion, yes. He was on Twitter very early this morning. Is he in Malaysia, quite possibly?
Possibly.
He put up a wee video of a swing.
Okay, so
I noticed
down the line or
down the line, yeah,
okay,
down the line.
Yeah. Was he looking a bit of support and encouragement?
Whether he was or not is irrelevant. I gave it to him and he took it on board. He replied and took it on board.
Okay. No sarcasm or nothing, you think? Just straight answered.
No, I just pointed out, here, Danny, you're lifting your left foot on your backswing.
Yeah.
Not even as a wee trigger before his backswing.
Yeah.
Actually, during his backswing. Yeah. Here, Danny, this could be maybe where it's all just, a wee bit, it hasn't been quite as on form.
Yeah.
It could be this. So I said, Danny boy, that wee left foot thing, what's going on there, and on your backswing, and he came back and he says, yeah, I've always done that, it's just it's a weird wee thing. So.
Okay.
But I just thought it'd help him. I just thought,
So, and is this something we're going to see a lot of?
I think so. I think me tweeting the European Tour and PGA Tour Pro Stars with little quirks about their swings, I think they would love to hear that.
Yeah, I would say there'll be some tour pros maybe missed the cut or something in you on
I'll say to him, you know where you went wrong?
You need to stop lifting your left foot.
No,
and you could get some expletives back.
What do you call your man, Kyan? What does he charge?
Pete, a lot.
I'll do it for half.
Will you?
Yes. So Danny, if you're listening, he probably is.
Yeah.
If you thought that tip was helpful this morning, I'll do it for half of what Kyan's doing it for. Give me a shout at NI Golf Podcast. No bother. Why are you laughing? Also, speaking of our Twitter account, we ran a vote.
Yes.
You didn't even know anything about this.
No, I did actually, because I replied it.
Oh, did you? I know, but you didn't know I was going to do it.
No.
So it would have come as a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
So where did this come from? I think I was on a plane.
Yes.
And somebody said, "Hit the pin."
Oh, that's an American thing.
And I went, "Hit the flag."
Yeah.
And I went, "No, hit the pin." And then the other one went, "No, hit the stick." So this started the whole debate on the course, right?
What do you call it?
Yeah, so then when I got off the course, put it up on our Twitter, and we did a vote. If you are, say for example, because what happened was I put it up in its first form, and
you're 140 odd yards from the What do you
No,
call it?
before that, I just stuck up, what do you call it? Ba, 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 right? Flag, stick, pin, right?
Yeah, okay.
But Mr. Jelly came back.
Yes, Chris, yeah.
Chris came back and said, I call it all them. I call them all. And you do, in different situations, you
Yes.
say different things. So then I had to make it a bit more specific. And we said, you're 140 yards out, 140 yards out, and it's 148 yards to the ... And the vote was flag, pin, or stick.
Okay,
Right? Do you
interesting.
want the results?
Well, I'm hoping flag wins.
No. Flag did not win. I'm presuming most of these votes were from Northern Ireland.
I would have thought so.
You'd have thought flags would have been well up there, but no. The flag didn't win.
You're joking.
I'm not.
I'm disgusted.
148 yards from the pin.
Right? Anybody who did that and voted for pin is automatically excommunicated. If you follow me, you're no longer.
You're going to unfollow them.
Unfollow me now.
53% said
pin.
pin. 41% said flag. And 6% said stick.
It's not a pin.
It clearly is.
Did anybody vote for hole?
Yeah, so one person said hole.
Well,
And I went, no, that yours is open.
No,
Because nobody, you don't say,
yeah,
hit the hole.
Hit the hole.
Hit the hole, hit the hole. You don't say, unless you're putting.
Yeah.
And it's going 100 mile an hour. So you don't say it's 148
It's
yards to the
definitely
hole.
flag. So pin is not natural.
Well, according to the voters,
great and the good.
The voters at the NI Golf podcast, they disagree with you once again.
That wouldn't be the first time. Not be the last time either, I'm sure.
Right.
That's interesting in a way.
Yeah, there you go.
How many people voted, Mars?
190 something. I don't
Very
know,
good.
so-
Yeah. All those people who voted pin, you're wrong. But anyway.
Right, amateur juice.
Yeah, obviously enough, it's middle of winter still here, and there's not been an awful lot of golf. The ALGU and the GUI have been sending teams away to Portugal and these places, and Argentina to get a wee bit of sunshine.
Here, we have to say, just what you said,
Getting away.
GUI there, no. We have to say congratulations to Tom McKibben,
Yeah.
who was the top of the Irish Amateur Order of Merit for last season. Is that right?
I'm not sure.
Didn't he get a trophy down at Carton House for the Champions Dinner that we were meant to go to and you
No.
stood me up?
I thought that might have been a team that I don't know. That might have been just for a win and something.
No, it was something. It was an Irish Order of Merit.
was it?
Yeah, it was amateur Irish Order of Merit.
Very good,
yeah.
very good. And Tom also won in America when he was away over Chris.
I think that's part of why I got.
Yeah, fair play to him again. Anyway,
Under 18s Honda Classic.
fair play to him.
Incredible.
So they've been sending teams away and basically getting a bit of warm weather training, and they've another squad going out now to Paris to play in the French International Under-21 Championship. That's at the end of March, and the team is Valerie Clancy, Mairead Martin, Rachel Thompson, Lauren Walsh and Annabelle Wilson.
Very good. And we have to give a big shout out to City of Derry member Bert Wariski. 87 years of age.
Unbelievable.
Hole in one. 15th hole at the City of Derry Golf Club. You might have seen him on the telly. He was on the telly.
Can you imagine? Now, he plays whenever that course is open. Doesn't matter. Come hail, shine, he's there playing golf. Likes of you and me, it's a bit too cold.
Yeah,
It's a bit too damp.
Bit
Not
too
Bert.
much, eh?
Bert plays all day, every day. So he gets his reward.
He does.
That's a second hole in one.
That's a second.
Morris, how many holes in one have you had?
0.
Same here. Do you not think maybe that the golfing gods are saying,
No, I'm just
get out and play more?
No, they're just saying that we have about another 47 years to wait.
I'd love to think I've been playing golf for 40
So well
years.
done, Bert. 87
brilliant.
years of
Brilliant
age,
news.
his second hole in one at the 15th at the City of Derry. Fantastic achievement. Well done.
Why carry your clubs abroad when you can hire your clubs abroad? With clubstohire.com. Hire your perfect clubs from a vast array of leading brands including TaylorMade and Callaway from €35 per week. Hire your clubs online and collect on arrival at over 20 holiday destination airports including Faro, Orlando, Malaga, Alicante, Tenerife and many more. No clubs to check in, no hassle. Just hire your clubs at clubstohire.com.
So we were chatting earlier on to Mark McDonald from Modest Golf, all about Modest Golf, and he was saying that he was in Dubai recently with Niall Horan, of course, also of Modest Golf, with a young man called Rory McIlroy, who's not a bad golfer apparently. But they were eclipsed, they were outshone, they were humiliated on the golf course by Saoirse Lamb, who plays off 6 and is on the phone this evening.
You're joking.
What a coincidence.
Hello, Saoirse.
How's it going?
Good, thank you. Here, tell us this. How did you get to play in the Pro-Am with Rory and Niall?
I downloaded the Vox Golf app
Yep.
one night before Christmas. And I just kind of absent-mindedly just entered the score, just kind of thinking nothing of it, really. And then I forgot about it there for a few weeks, and I got the email then for 2 weeks ago saying I'd won the competition.
That's mad. That's mad.
It was just completely just like, I'll enter this one for the crack, like.
So you
I went off and won it.
So you absolutely thought, that's it, I'll just send it away for the crack. There'll be nothing become of it, but anyway. And then, lo and behold, an email arrives and said, by the way, Saoirse, we're flying you, courtesy of Omega, to Dubai. You're going to be playing with Niall and Rory.
Paige Sporanicle caddy for you.
Paige Sporanicle caddy for you, give you a few tips. It must have been like, what? Did you think somebody was having you on?
Oh, it was just, before I didn't even open the email, I just looked at the subject line and I went up to my mum screaming. I'd gone off and won this. And my dad was on the phone. He was like, what's wrong? Like, it was just, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I completely forgot about it until I got the email.
Oh, magic.
And it was absolutely surreal. Like, we were going off telling the extended family and anyone who'd listened that we're going off to Dubai.
That's unbelievable. Right, so tell us about the experience itself then. What happened when you got there?
So we landed Monday night, early Tuesday mornings, and we got to the hotel about 2 o'clock in the morning over there, and we walked in, and they had the new clubs ready for me and everything when we walked in. So that was a lovely